What's going on, Party Rental Mafia? Christian back with another video. Today's video gonna be short, simple, to the point, information that you need. Before we get into it, make sure you give me that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you ring that bell so you get notified for more videos coming out. So the video I got for you today, whether you are in a photo booth business, bounce house business, you do the soft play stuff, you do the phone parties, or you do all of it, whether you do commercial events or you do backyard events, indoor events, all of this will apply to that. This method is used in all kinds of businesses. People use it to hire people. People use it to let them know events are going on about a company, about a service, whatever it is. People use it on all type of businesses, right? What am I talking about? I'm talking about these. I'm talking about yard signs. Some people call them bandit signs, depending on what field you in. I know in real estate investing, they call these bandit signs, right? One thing they want to tell you about bandit signs is make sure you know the laws in your area about bandit signs, rules, regulations, stuff like that. So some places they're illegal, some places you can put them out. Some places they're illegal, but they don't really enforce it too much. You know what I'm saying? But you probably see these when you drive by for all types of businesses, right? You can do these bandit signs a number of different ways, right? First of all, my first tip about the bandit signs is print on both sides. Print on both sides. Don't waste the side. You're doing yourself a disservice. You're shooting yourself in the foot, so to speak. You're limiting your options on where you can place these things, right? So we're gonna get into a lot of different things on it. First thing is some people, they make them, put it on both sides. Some people, they make them very simple. They make them to the point. Some of them you can get that's a little more complex. Like, I feel like this is opposed to a simple one. This one's a little more complex. So what you could do opposed to this one, right? I'll tell you why I like this one, why we chose this one. We may choose a simple one at some point in time, just switch it up, just to test it, right? You could put bounce house rentals in the phone number. You know what I'm saying? Or you could say bounce houses for rent in the phone number, right? Make sure you got it on both sides. These are 18 by 24. That way they're kind of big, right? We want you to be able to see it. We bought some smaller ones that before I just sat them out at like stoplights and places where there's high traffic. We bought them just for parties. Now we have enough that when we're at the address, we can have an 18 by 24 at the address. So when people ride by during the party, they see it. We put them near outsides of the neighborhood. We put them at stoplights, high traffic areas where stop signs is, you know. You can do this during the daytime, putting it out. Me personally, I like to do it more at nighttime because there's less traffic. So I can go somewhere, I can boom, hop out. I can stick it in the ground. I already have the stakes in them. We have H stakes, and we just put them in the bottom of them, and we just put them in the ground real nice and tight, right? So you can do that, bounce house rentals, boom. Or you can do one like this, right? We have our logo, just because it says Let's Bounce Inflatables, and it's a big old picture of a bounce house. Yes, bounce houses for rent. I feel like it tells you bounce houses for rent and a phone number. So it's easy to do it. Also, we say Let's Bounce Inflatables. We got a big ass picture of a bounce house right here, right? And we got a phone number. And then we have our website, and we got a QR scanner, right? Now, you see the big old picture, so you know it's a bounce house. The phone number that you put on these, right? if you just put your business phone number or your personal phone number on it and you get calls, cool, you're getting calls. But how do you know that it's coming from your unit? So what you want to do is you want to set up a Google Voice number. You can get an app to where you can get a second number. If you have a partner and they're not the main number in the business, you could do that, and that way they could answer it. However you want to do it in that regards, that way that you know if I got a call or if I got a message, it probably came from this. You don't want to use your main number because you won't be able to track it. You will have trouble tracking it, right? So bounce houses for rent, or you can have your logo on there, a number that you can track. We like to have our website on there. That way, if boom, whether they take a picture or they can write it down, however they get it, they can go, even though they know they can call us, they know exactly where to go on the website to do it. Now, at these areas, these stop signs, these stop lights, this QR code, I put about 20 out one night, right? We were riding by one day, driving to do a delivery. We're at the light and Katie's like, I wonder if I can do this on the QR code. Now we're about 3-4 cars back. She zooms in on the camera, because now on these phones, you don't even need a QR reader app. All you need is your phone. You pull out your camera, you zoom in, it read the QR scanner, and we were able to go to the website. So that's another reason we got it in there. So if they're trying to take a picture, but you know how the driver may go or whatnot, they hit it, it takes them straight to the website. So that's why we use these. I do want to get some basic ones just to test them out and see how they go. Some other tips about these, like I said, you can go basic, you can go a little more complex. We like people to be able to go straight to our website because it's laid out all nice. Everything we do is pretty thorough, and honestly, you really don't even have to talk to us to book. But we still give you the option to, when you go onto our website and the coupon form comes up and you click on it, and that's how we can reach customers through using Event Hawk. So they still get that, but that's just if they need to. Otherwise, we just try to drive them straight there. But with these things, some tips: get it 18 by 24. You don't really want to go any bigger than that. If you have to go smaller due to your budget or whatever the case may be, you can. But we have some smaller ones. We did it that route first, and even though you can see it, it's not as easy to see and appealing to where it can kind of just be bam up in your face without being too big. Want to do that, the number. Like I said, I would, if I'm doing it myself personally, I'm doing it at night, but you can do it during the day. If you don't want to personally go out and do it, you can hire somebody to do it. Depending on your budget of how many you get. I've done some real estate investing, and I had some guys put these out before, and I think I was paying $1.25 per one they sent out. Now, if you're gonna have somebody else doing this for you, you know, have them all the amount that you expect them to put out. It could be in a week. Usually, if they were to get this many out in a day, I'd be surprised. So, on a week, say if you have 125, right, or 100, they put out 100 in a week. You pay them $1.25 per. They need to take a picture of each and every one of those that they put out, so that you know that they actually put it out and in the location, right? And then you pay them $1.25 per. That's $125 for putting out 100 signs out. If you're not doing it yourself, if you're doing it yourself, think about those areas that you drive by every day. One, you may see other people's signs there. Two, there may not be somebody's sign there, but you like, this would be a perfect area, right? Now, when you put these signs out, you're going to see them. Other people's going to see them. If you're doing rentals and you're going out and about, you're traveling some of the same roads to get different places, right? So you're going to pass them by. You're going to notice some of them's going to get taken out. Some of them's going to stay there longer. Why is this good information to know? So if you see it stays there longer, you're like, a bunch of people are seeing this long, this is a good place to keep it. So in the event that it does get taken out, damaged, or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna go put another one back there because it stays there longer. If it's somewhere that it gets taken up real fast, I mean, a day, a couple weeks, whatever the case may be, then you like, it doesn't stay there as long, I'm probably not gonna put it there again, right? Now we service a whole bunch of areas, and so we could space these out in every area that we go to. You don't want to do that. You want to have a game plan on where you're gonna put these. What we did, we have BCN is who our site's through, and they have a section on there when you're looking at statistics. It shows you can see by zip code what you're doing, right? Where you're doing the most rentals, where you're making the most money at, right? We chose that area. We do a lot of rentals there. It's actually the more well-known areas where we're at. So we started putting them there in that zip code. Now, after you do your marketing there in that zip code, you may say, well, hey, what's the next places that I'm doing good, but I want to grow those areas? You want to put them in that zip code. You just don't want to space them out, because then you won't know, did this come from this zip code or that zip code? Or even if you do, it's going to be harder to track. You could put the bounce houses. You could do these or the basic ones, and on each one, right? Say you get 2 Google numbers, voice numbers. One, and it's going to be in this zip code. 2, this can be the same one, just a different number, and we're going to put it in that zip code. That way that we know any calls that we get that comes from that area, this one comes from that area, right? So these things, you're probably asking, where do you get them from? You can Google yard signs, bandit signs, and you can look. I would say actually go out and do the research. Look, you may find one that the stakes are a better quality that you like. The material they may use may be thicker, may be better. Always look at reviews. People look at your reviews, look at other people's reviews, right? I got mine from Dirt Cheap Signs, right? I've worked with them in the past, getting some from doing some real estate investing. A friend of mine that does real estate investing, he gets his from Dirt Cheap Signs. He's the one that put me on to them. So I just kind of rock out with it like that. I'm familiar with it. I'm familiar with how to set this up. This was very easy to do, just step by step with it. So they're out of Texas. You can go to Dirt Cheap Signs. You can also go to Staples. Like I said, you can just Google it, and there's going to be a plethora of places to choose from. But incorporate these in your business. As like I always says with anything, don't just ball out. Do a budget for it. Manage it. You know, and with anything, you want to have a risk management system. That way it's like a risk to reward that you want to do, right? Do that and just track it. And then if it's something that is bringing you money in and it can continue to grow, then you can, boom. Okay, now I put 100 out, now I can get 100 more for this month. Or, you know, I might do 50 this month, 50 that month. And then I have to get 100 more for do 50, 50. Plan out how you're going to put it out, right? You can put out 10 a week, 20 a week. If you got the budget for it, you can put out 100 a week. It just all depends on your budget. But look into it. These things aren't as cheap as you think they are, even though they say Dirt Cheap Signs or anywhere else. It's not as cheap as you're going to be like, man, that for a sign? But I think I spent about $3 something on 50 at one point in time of these sizes. I think it broke it down to about $6, almost $7 per sign, right? We got an obstacle course rented out at $330 before tax, before travel fee. If this right here gets me one of those, it pays for all of those. Pays for all of them, regardless of how long they stay in the ground. If I got more to put out, if I hold on to them, regardless. And that's the same thing when it's at parties too. You know, You know, it's going to be in there. People are going to see it. They're going to be able to walk up to it, get your information. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? We do the regular bounce houses for $180 before tax and travel fee and stuff. So you get 2 of those, it pays for it, and you in the profit for it, right? So when you look at it in that regard, it's like, oh, well, it's not that bad spending that on it. It's really not at all. Like, if I can just, one of these is $7 and I can make X amount off of it. Or even it just stays up for a long time in the area and people see it. Eventually somebody's gonna get it. You know, you might not get no calls off of it from a certain area, but it stays up long enough, you will. So with your Bandit Signs, I keep showing it. Why? Because it's simple. It's old school method. It's very important, right? So if you haven't, start working on your design. Get it out there. Use these tips that I've given you. And give it a try. It might not be for you. Certain marketing things isn't for everybody. And that's fine. Also, a tip on these, if you do want to get smaller ones of this size, you may see other real estate investors, what they do, or people that do pressure washing and stuff like that. You see them put it on like the light poles. I personally don't do it. I'm not fitting to get out there and do all of that. I'm going to stick it in the ground and I'm going to be about my business. That's just me. But when you do put them on those poles up there, most people not going to get out their car and go jump up there and get something out to get it off. So when you do that, they do stay up there longer. You can take that account. You can do with it what you want. No right or wrong way. They both work. You feel me? People also, I don't put them on like the little state signs that's got the hose, like the stop sign, the pole that's got the hose, and people take zip ties and they zip tie them to them. You can also do that. Wanted to make sure I got that out there to you before I ended the video. So take those tips right there. See how it works. If you do it, let me know how well it's working for you in the comments. It's been helping us out a lot, and that'll be it for this video. So until next time I get with you, appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. I'll catch you.